I still gotta go to the store and it's fucking snowing outside. I swear to God, it's fucking snowing. And I've heard some fools say that the 1911 is obsolete. Okay. I have a challenge for you. If you believe this gun is obsolete, the gun is still empty, just so you know. Okay. If you believe this gun is obsolete, I want you to make me a gun. You can make me any gun you want, revolver, semi-auto. You can make it any caliber you want. You can make it any size you want. You can make it any action you want. You can make it any material. Aircraft aluminum, steel, polymer. You can have anything you want on an accessory rail. You just make me any handgun. Make me a handgun. Now, I want you to convince the military to use that handgun as a primary weapon for 75 years. I want you to convince the military to use that handgun as a specialist handgun for another 25 years after the 75, bringing it to a full century. I want you to have your handgun used by every single police officer who carries a semi-automatic for at least 3 or 4 decades. Okay? I want special forces unit, special SWAT teams, police SWAT teams to use your gun as their special purpose handgun. I want hundreds of thousands of citizens to tell me they use your handgun for competition, self-protection, home defense, anything like that at all. Okay? I want every single solitary handgun made after your handgun to take inspiration from your handgun. So every single person that makes a semi-automatic handgun after your handgun has to draw inspiration from your handgun. Your handgun must be the basis for their handgun design. Okay? And I want your handgun to be the most produced handgun in the world for over 10 decades. Okay? Then you can talk. Until then, shut your fucking mouth. Okay? Mr. Browning was the greatest. He was the greatest. That's why I say Mr. I don't say John, I say Mr. when I address him. Okay? He was the greatest. If you needed a handgun, if you needed a rifle, if you needed a shotgun, if you needed a machine gun, if you needed it for hunting, if you needed it for home defense, self-defense, civilian, law enforcement, military, you went to him. The military did not ask Mr. Browning to make this gun by accident. They didn't send a telegram to Colt and say, have some guy make a gun for us. They took special interest in Mr. Browning. There were several Colt 45s that predate this gun, and they look stupid as hell. I've seen some video footage of them. I think I've seen a couple of them on YouTube. They're pre-1911 45s. The military, this gun was an improvement of all the guns that came before. Mr. Browning made pocket guns. Mr. Browning made full-size guns. He made it for 25 caliber. He made it for 32 caliber. He made it for 45 caliber. He invented the ammunition, the 45 ACP round. This gun was an incarnation of their work together. Okay? This gun was not by accident. They tested the gun like this, like that. This was not an accident. This was made purposely. And Mr. Browning knew that his work mattered. He knew the people that defended this country would be carrying this gun. Okay? He did not take his work lightly. He made the Browning automatic rifle for combat in World War I. His son carried that rifle. And there is a picture of his son, Valiant Browning, Lieutenant Valiant Browning, United States Army, World War I. There is a picture of his son carrying his father's weapon into battle. Okay? Mr. Browning knew that there were young people that depended on his gun to work. Mr. Browning knew that his own son was one of those people, or would be eventually. That's why his work was so important. because he knew that people that defend our country would have to rely on him. A lot of people in this world have said they rely on the American soldier. Well, the American soldier relies on him. You may pray to God to protect the American soldier. The American soldier, up until 1926, prayed to God to protect him. So, you know, if you cannot measure up to him, shut your mouth right now. This is still the greatest ever. And I do not think that he grasped how important his work was. Even though he knew it was important, I do not think he understood exactly how. I do not think that he knew that his handgun will be used for 100 years and still be used. 100 years from now, this is still going to be used. Pete from the Armory Channel, the 17th, is going to be making t-shirts that say 200 years, 300 years, still on duty, respectively. This gun, this physical one I'm holding now, after I'm dead, in 2111, this gun you see right here will still work. And will still compete with the best. Okay, I think we're done now. I made my point. Thank you. You fucking fool.